All right, welcome to What's Up with the News. Sorry, we're a couple of minutes late today, but we're here. I'm Faye D'Souza. Remember, like, share, subscribe to our channel. We have Nikhil Jain who's here first. Thanks, Nikhil, for tuning in. He says he's very curious to hear me on this matter. So basically, what my team and I have done is we've put together all of the information on this story at this point. And we're just going to wait for a few more people to join in, and we will take a look at the different reports from different channels. Recently, just like a few minutes ago, Atishi Madlena has held a press conference on the matter as well, and we'll try and bring in that information also. I'm also, along with you, reacting to it as we go along, because the idea really is to try and get a sense of everything that's going on at this point. Let me also see if we can. My internet's a little slow today, so I'm going to try and get onto the other Wi-Fi and see if this is better. I know, so I'm on Airtel. So I have two. I have Airtel and Jio. I prefer staying on Airtel, but on a regular basis, the Airtel goes down. And, my son's scooter is in the background. You have a toddler in the house, you have stuff flying around everywhere. So let me see if we have more people who've joined in while I've tried to figure out my internet connection. There are 11 people here. Welcome to this conversation. So we're just going to read through all of the information that's coming in at this point. And we have Mohammed Nasruddin who's popped in to say hello. Thank you for joining us. I'm really happy that there are some of you who are coming in on a daily basis, which is kind of cool. Good evening to you. Just waiting for a few more people to pop in. So, what we do with the show is basically we read through all of the headlines of all the newspapers and just see. Manu John is saying, I think Aap is saying she's from BJP. Yeah, so Aap is actually now accusing Swati Maliwal of basically trying to frame the chief minister. Agnella Fernandez, good morning. I've joining in from New York, if I'm not mistaken. We have Ranjit Nair, who says hello. Alphonse D'Souza, who says hello. Vijayamala Chavan says, I think it's a Jumla. Suhail Sattar says, big fan, hi. Saji Zakaria, it's all the way the internet is down. My internet is down. Good evening. Yeah, I wind up using my 4G a lot because, broadband is just not as reliable as it used to be. Okay, if you guys are here, can you do me a favor and like this stream? It'll help us pop up in the algorithm a little more, so we get more people to join in. Manjeet Samara, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Luke Cruz, you are a motivation. Thank you. Joel Aranha, welcome. Thanks for joining. Is that a foot emoji? I can see foot and 3 bouquets of flowers. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm going to say thank you anyway. Phoebe is sleeping under my table at this point, mostly because I've got the AC on in the room in front of me, so she sits here for the AC more than for me. We've got about 90 people logged in. When it crosses 100, we'll start the news. So obviously the focus is on the Swati Maliwal case because it's really the details are deeply upsetting in the chief minister's house for something like this to happen. Vishesh Iyer is here. He says hello from New York. Xavier says good evening, everyone. Xavier is a member. Thank you, Xavier, for joining our membership. I really appreciate it. Shireen Mehra, good evening. Manu John. Swati has also warned BJP not to do politics on this. That's an important point. Divyansh says hi. Faye, Nikhil Jain doesn't make Aam Aadmi Party less trustworthy. You hear similar incidents from this side. Yeah, as a woman, it just really, it really frustrates me how women and the safety of women are treated in politics all around. Most the breed we have in India are not meant for climate. Well, Phoebe is a rescue from the street, but she's also, in the years that she's lived with me, which is 4 years, become one total princess. But it is really hot, so I don't blame her. She knows I'm talking about her. She's sleeping upside down at this point with her paws in the air. Have you seen the video? Aam Aadmi Party rejected, saying the video proves she's lying. Yeah, so I'll tell you about that video. So Atishi has put out a video. I don't know. It's from the video, at least from what I've seen, you can't establish that she's abusing. There is a video that Atishi has put out where you can see Swati Maliwal sitting on the sofa looking at her phone, talking to a couple of people. Okay, so let's get started, guys. Let me see who's here. We've got 133 people. Let me just share my screen. There you have it. I'm reading the live update. So this is me reacting as much as you're reacting because we're reading whatever is happening live at this point, right? So it's being called the Swati Maliwal assault case. Swati Maliwal leaves Delhi CM Kejriwal's residence after recreation of the incident. So this is what has happened right now. She had actually visited the CM's residence again to recreate the incident with the police as it had happened. The police is carrying out a complete mapping of the drawing room, basically to forensically determine that what she's saying is what could have happened. So she would have said, I would have been standing here, this is how they would have hit me, my head hit the table, or I fell over this way. So they're actually going to see that her story actually coincides with the way the room is laid out. The forensic team has arrived. There's apparently one new update. Okay, Swati Maliwal has reacted to Atishi, labeling her a BJP agent. This is the tweet. She said leaders who joined the party yesterday declared a 20-year-old worker, I think she means someone who's worked for 20 years and not someone who's 20 years old, a 20-year-old worker as a BJP agent. 2 days ago, the party accepted the truth in the press conference. Today, it's taken a U-turn. This goon is threatening the party. If I get arrested, I will reveal all the secrets, she says. That is why he's roaming around in Lucknow and everywhere seeking shelter. Today, under his presence, the party gave in to save the goon. My character is being questioned by the entire party. I've been fighting alone for the women of this country. I will fight for myself too. Do character assassination as much as possible. The truth will come out when the time comes. This is Swati Maliwal. Let me just tell you what Atishi Madlena has said. So Atishi had a press conference. There's a press conference that was at about 6 o'clock today. And it was really, for me, quite surprising to hear Atishi make these accusations. Let me just tell you what she has said, right? So the Aam Aadmi Party, who a couple of days ago had actually confirmed, Sanjay Singh in a press conference had confirmed that some sort of what he called untoward incident, assault had happened and action will be taken. They have now they've done a U-turn, right? So what Atishi has said is she has refuted the allegations that there was any sort of assault on the 13th of May at the Chief Minister's residence. In the first official reaction to the controversy, Atishi has told reporters, ever since Arvind Kejriwal got bail, the BJP is rattled, and due to this, they've hatched a conspiracy with Swati Maliwal, who was sent to Kejriwal's house. She says her intention that she came to the Chief Minister's house without an appointment. Her intention was to level allegations against Arvind Kejriwal. Swati Maliwal insisted on meeting Arvind Kejriwal, and Bibhav Kumar told him that the CM is busy. So she shouted and tried to barge in. Atishi basically said that because the Chief Minister was not available to her, he got saved. And she's actually said this in Hindi. She said, "Bach gaye." After that, Maliwal accused Bibhav Kumar. Now, here's the problem. And before I go further, Sanjay Singh had accepted in a press conference that an assault had taken place. Now, the party themselves are doing a U-turn and saying that this was a false complaint. Atishi has said that Maliwal has said to the police that she was assaulted. But a video comes out today showing she's sitting comfortably in the drawing room, threatening the police officials. She's also threatening Bibhav Kumar in the video. Her clothes have not been torn. There's no injury on her head. But, the video that she was showing in the press conference was a really short clip of a few seconds that was being looped. So it could have been before the incident took place. We don't have, it's not like a CCTV camera where you can see what happened in the whole event. It's just like a few seconds of video that they have shown. Now, when asked at the press conference why Sanjay Singh had said that people who have been found guilty of assault will be punished, Atishi said Sanjay Singh made the remark on the basis of one-sided information. And apparently, Aam Aadmi Party has shared the video calling it Swati Maliwal ka Sach, saying that this is a video of that day. Aam Aadmi Party leader Dilip Pandey has tweeted the video saying that even the slightest light of the lamp of truth is enough to dispel darkness. Good God. First decide who is loyal. So that is the accusation made by Atishi. And as I told you, in reaction to that, we have Swati Maliwal herself who has said that, okay, you guys are doing a character assassination exercise on me. Continue to do so, and we'll see who is right and who is wrong. That is what has happened so far. But I just want to, I just want to point out to you that Swati Maliwal, and I'm not in Delhi, I'm not on the ground, so we only know what, is being reported. But Swati has been part of the Aam Aadmi Party for a very long time. She's been associated with Arvind Kejriwal for a very long time. So this is actually, I mean, for me, really surprising that there's been such an incident, such a falling out. I think the Delhi police really need to get to the bottom of this, and there has to be a thorough investigation either way. Let me just tell you um, what the other newspapers are reporting at this point. Let's take a look at the Indian Express. This is the Indian Express's live blog on the same case. So it says Atishi has held a press conference, and she said the same thing that Maliwal had reached without an appointment. She threatened the police at the gate, saying that she's a Rajya Sabha MP. She said she was beaten, but in the video, same thing. And then security is heightened around, Arvind Kejriwal's residence. There you can see it. This is an interesting point for me. I don't know if you can read it on your screen. If you're on a small screen, I'll read it out for you. Delhi police has requested access to CCTV footage from inside Kejriwal's residence in connection with the Maliwal case. Now, here's my question. If there is CCTV footage inside the residence, then why is the Aam Aadmi Party sharing like a video shot on a camera and not sharing the CCTV footage? Because it's only when you see full length CCTV will you be able to tell what happened, right? If 3-4 seconds of a video shot on camera, you're not going to be able to tell. NCW chief Rekha Sharma saying, of course, has summoned Bibhav Kumar. Bibhav Kumar apparently skipped the summons and did not attend those summons. In the meantime, he's traveling with Kejriwal as Kejriwal campaigns in Lucknow yesterday. In the meantime, Kapil Sibal has been elected president of the Supreme Court Bar Association. Extra information. So that's what's happened so far. This is obviously a case that's developing. I would be curious and waiting for the information from Delhi police if they access CCTV camera. That is going to be interesting if and when that ever happens, right? So that's that case right now. See, and I'm not, I'm not, I don't have a verdict. I'm just here to tell you what's happening and what's going on. I find the sort of U-turn from Sanjay Singh's press conference, and I remember, if you remember, we talked about it when the mention of this case first came out, and then I had said Maliwal is a really strong speaker. She interacts with the press, she interacts with the police on a regular basis because of her job. She's also now a member of parliament from the Aam Aadmi Party, so she will not be quiet. She will come out and say what she has to say, and we waited. Sanjay Singh then confirmed from the Aam Aadmi Party itself, he confirmed that such a thing has happened. And that's when we picked up the story and took it seriously because there was a confirmation from the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party themselves are saying that no assault had happened. I mean, I find it difficult to believe that such a serious matter, someone like Sanjay Singh would have come out and held a press conference without checking properly with the cops in the room. I mean, it's a chief minister's house. There's constantly security. There's constantly CCTV. You know, every room. It's not going to be an empty room. The waiting room in a politician's home. So, politicians, just to give you guys, an understanding. Most chief minister residents also have offices there. So the family lives at the back of the house, but the front of the house has rooms where you can meet the politician in question. In all chief ministers' residences, they're called the home office. So they live at the back, but the front of the house is used for work, and it's built like that. It's structured like that, and so there are cops everywhere. You cannot enter without doing proper frisking. They will scan your bags. They will enter in the register. Ki kaun aaya, kab aaya. There are CCTV everywhere. You go in. You're not alone at any point of time. So I'm trying to imagine now. This is waiting room, and there are normally this is how it is. There's sofa, sofa, sofa everywhere. People just wait until they're called in. And I'm assuming if Swati Maliwal, who has worked with Arvind Kejriwal for 20 years, he's just appointed her member of parliament. Even if she walked in without an appointment, I don't see anything massively wrong with that. She'd probably have to wait longer than everybody else to meet him because he has to make time. But otherwise, I mean, Marlena saying that that's a big issue. I don't know if that's a big issue from my experience, right? So let's assume, based on what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying, that she came in, she was abusive, nobody assaulted her. Based on what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying, let's assume that is what had happened. She came in, she was abusive to the cops around, she was abusive to, the person who she's accusing of assaulting her, but nothing happened, and she went out and made this complaint. Did Sanjay Singh confirm without checking with the cops in the room? Why would he confirm? If nothing happened, why has he gone and said, yes, something has happened? I find that difficult to believe. Because given the high stakes and the glare on Arvind Kejriwal having just come out of jail, saying the things he's saying about the Prime Minister and the BJP, one would assume that they are being cautious and being very careful about what's going on around them. That's the smart thing to do, right? So I'm saying, if, as per the Aam Aadmi Party, nothing happened, why did Sanjay Singh confirm that something happened? Wouldn't he have been more careful? That is what I'm asking. The headline just got updated in front of us. This is Atishi's accusation. That's the headline that is getting updated. I just want to look at some of your comments, and that's my submission. That's me thinking out loud. Must also hydrate. So that's what we know so far. There are videos also of her going to AIMS, getting her medical test done, come out. You can see her, she's limping even in the car when she gets off to go to her house. She's limping, and that's been sort of talked about a lot in social media, that she looks like she can't walk properly, so she's obviously in pain. That's what we know on this story so far. Let me see what else is going on. This, trigger warning before I take you further on this story. This one is pretty upsetting. In Patna, the body of a 5-year-old child was found dead on the premises of a private school. There were massive protests across that school. The roads were blocked. The traffic was disrupted. A case of murder has been launched. The school on Thursday, the child left for school Thursday morning at 6 in the morning. There was some extra coaching. He was supposed to be home by 2. He was not home. The parents started searching. By 7, they went to the police. CCTV footage from the school showed the boy going in one direction and not returning. School administration started searching and they found his body near the drain near a classroom. But rather than taking him to the hospital, this is what the parents are saying. Some people from the school administration assumed that the boy was dead and put his body in a drain near the classroom, is what the parents complained to the police are saying. So the parents are saying that the child fainted, and instead of taking him to the hospital, they just dumped his body. I don't know. The school is not issued a statement yet. On Friday morning, though, as a reaction to this, 50 people gathered and they set the school on fire, and they have basically broken a lot of there's a breach of law and order, and there were severe protests, and the police have said that they filed a murder case and they're going to look at it. So that's a photograph from the school that we're talking about. Really upsetting story. I'm sorry, I'm the one who has to bring that to you. Sonia Gandhi, today speaking at Raebareli, asked the people of Raebareli to treat her son like her own, like their own, effectively handing over Raebareli to Rahul Gandhi. Let me take you through a couple of other stories at this point. So the Prime Minister has given a massive interview to India today. With 4 journalists sitting in front of him asking him questions. Let me show you what that looks like. This is what it looked like. So these 4 journalists asking him questions. Very sweetly they asked him questions. Nicely they asked him. Not tough. And he said some interesting things. He said he doesn't address press conferences because the media is not fair to him. So I'm reading the story. The Prime Minister has said that he has never refused to do interviews, and he's underlined a change in the role of the media as well as the availability of multiple avenues of communication. He said the media today is not what it used to be. And when asked why he doesn't have press conferences or gives out fewer interviews than when he was chief minister, he said the media has been used in a certain way and he doesn't want to go down that path. So I'm quoting here. He says, I have to work hard. I want to go to poor people's homes. I can also cut ribbons and get my photo taken. I don't do that. I go to a small district of Jharkhand and I work towards a small scheme. He says, if that culture feels right, then the media should present it correctly. If not, that they shouldn't. He says, earlier I used to talk to Ajtak, but now the viewers know who I'm talking to. The media is no longer a separate entity today. Like many others, you also have made your views known to people. So basically, he's saying that the media has begun to take sides, and that is why he doesn't have press conferences anymore. He can't trust the media. Okay? Okay. From the same interview, he also said this. He said he asked Israel to stop the war in Gaza during Ramzan. Okay, so this is what he said from that in an interview to Ajtak. He said, during, and I'm quoting his written out here, okay, during the month of Ramzan, I sent my special envoy to Israel to meet and explain to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that he should not carry out bombings of Gaza during Ramzan. They made every effort to follow it, but in the end, there was a fight for 2 or 3 days. And he says basically he did not, the Prime Minister says, I don't publicize all of this even though I'm doing it. People keep cornering him on the Muslim issue in India, but here he is fighting hard for the Muslims in Gaza. Of course, the fact check is that Israel has killed more than 35,000 civilians in Gaza since the war broke out in October last year, and we were all tracking it. The bombing continued right through Ramzan. It did not stop at all. So, yeah, that was the second thing said during that interview. So, this is an interesting story. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's wife, Akshata Murthy, who is Narayan Murthy's daughter, right, and she holds a fair amount of stock from the company. They have, now apparently have an estimated wealth of 651 million pounds. making them the wealthiest people to ever occupy 10 Downing Street. Murthy's earnings are said to far exceed her husband's financial statements. Good for her. And she gets an estimated £13 million in dividends over the last year. Most valued asset is obviously Murthy's shareholding, after the Murthy shareholding in Infosys, which is the company founded by her father. In the past year, the shares have grown. The shares have grown in value by £108 million, and so now her total shareholding is valued at £590 million. So she's among the richest people, obviously, in the UK. The other UK-based family group companies headed by GP Hinduja is also on that rich list as one of Britain's wealthiest families. And then, of course, there's Lakshmi Mittal of Asala Mittal, who is also on that list of one of Britain's wealthiest families. Really interesting story there about wealth. Just looking at the latest, news, then this is another important story that I have to point out to you on the excise policy case. The Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party as a party have been named as accused in the ED charge sheet that has just been drawn up. So this is the 7th supplementary charge sheet in the money laundering case of the excise policy. That has just come up. And we've put out an entire explainer of this case if you want to look at it. So yeah, so this is what's happening in the news, guys. Effectively, it's a lot of Arvind Kejriwal focused stuff. Also, in the corner of every newspaper, you will see this, which is photographs of Aishwarya Rai Bachchan in Cannes. And I just want to point out people criticizing the way she looks or what she's doing. The woman is a goddess. Leave her alone. She's had a giant career that is very, very successful, and she's done everything right, and she does not deserve to be treated in the manner that you are treating her. All right, so that's where we are. Remember, Mumbai votes on Monday. It's a big deal, and which is why lots of rallies in Mumbai, especially given the fact that Mumbai's just had that terrible incident of the hoarding collapse. We've still had rallies. It has not changed anything. In fact, we're putting out a video on that about how life in Mumbai is, you really live in Mumbai at a certain risk of things falling on your head at any given point of time for no fault of yours. And it's terrifying, in many cases. So like I pointed out to you, this case is developing and the headlines keep changing. But we're going to try and bring you everything as it happens. Aman Peshawari, thank you so much. Why is the PM making statements of supporting Israel when he wanted the war to end? I think what he's saying is that he wanted Israel to stop bombing during Ramadan so that the people can observe their month of fasting and prayer. Shrikant Jayaraman, don't use derogatory language on my chat window. Be nice. Even if you disagree with Swati Maliwal, that's your prerogative to disagree with her. Don't use bad language. Otherwise, I'll have to start deleting and blocking, and I really don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much. Watch our videos. Please subscribe. Please join. Sign up as a member. And we'll continue. We'll do a longer story on the Swati Maliwal issue. I'm waiting for it to play out a little bit because it's changing so fast. But we'll bring you live updates of that story. Please like this stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a nice weekend. Remember, if you live in Mumbai, please vote. Please do research on the candidate you're voting for, because that's how our democracy works, guys. We do not elect a prime minister. We elect a representative. It's representative politics. Because you cannot go to parliament and demand answers from the government of the day, which you are entitled to, you send someone on your behalf. That is your member of parliament, who then goes to parliament, whether in government or in opposition, and represents you. So find someone who is not a criminal, effectively. and send that person on your behalf. And then, based on that result, if we all elect the best people in our constituencies, you will get a good government. That is how it was always designed. Okay. I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. Um, Fingers crossed that we all do a good job as citizens. All right. We'll leave you here. Bye. Have a nice weekend.